And we are live. This is your host, Jason of Awake Souls, joined by the limitless one, Ronnie Harris. We're not going to be on camera tonight. How are you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm excited to be here. This is some interesting stuff. You got super pinned on Godlike Productions. I didn't want to wait. I can't wait. I just got to tell everybody. It was so cool last night.
That was
right. I know how it's rare to get one of those super pin things.
First super pin of my life.
Not bad for a Lebanese guy,
huh? Yeah. So we're going to be going through this, this JF1, this asteroid that NASA predicted was going to hit Earth years ago. So they're saying that it's not going to hit anymore. We're looking at this from a totally different perspective because we don't believe in asteroids. We think that's all fake. And so what could this all mean? Is the way we're going to be taking a look at it, and when is it predicted for, and all that kind of stuff. So what else are you seeing, brother? What's on your mind? We're midweek now.
We're past midweek, bro. Hey, we're on the downhill. There's only 2 more days to go. We're done this week. What are you talking about? It's already Friday night. Memes of the week 16. Yeah, that's the only thing. I can't believe we've been through 16 weeks already of memes of the week. And I'm looking forward to Friday. We're going to play maybe a memes of the week roller from last 16 weeks, I'll pick one. I'm obviously not going to make anything new, but that's the only thing updated for me, really. I can't wait for Friday when we don't have to get up the next day.
Yeah. So Friday it will be the 6th, but if this prediction was right, we'll be covering something that took place already. So, who knows?
Tonight at midnight, right? Or tomorrow night at midnight is a prediction.
Yeah, so we'll get into it because they have such a specific prediction. I mean, and that's the thing that really caught my attention up front, is how specific the prediction was, because they don't generally do that. And so I've had this tab up for like the last year, and we've pulled it up a number of times, and we kept pointing to, this May, because this is when the prediction was for. But yeah, so this was the article that I was holding on to. NASA warns asteroid 2009 JF1 will hit Earth on May 6th. I mean, will hit Earth. I mean, look at the way it's worded here. So this was published on May Day last year. And it said outer space is one of the biggest unknown entities. NASA, one of the world's leading space agencies, all this garbage. All right, so date and time of possible impact with Earth. So NASA has been able to establish the exact date and time of a possible impact. This is strong language right here. Exact time, date, and time. The day would be May 6, 2022, which we're getting close to, everybody. And the time would be at 8:34 in the morning. And they even gave you the time zone, Spanish Peninsular Time. I mean, they could have just said European time, right? So it's just weird. And so they say that JF1 is not that big, but it travels at a very high speed, almost twice that of the most dangerous asteroid that exists, which is expected to impact Earth in the year 2880. So they're saying it's twice as fast as this other asteroid that's supposed to hit Earth in 2880. So it's a short article. It doesn't say a whole lot, but what happened was I put up a thread on Godlike Productions. Why is no one talking about the asteroid that NASA said would hit Earth on May 6th? So I said, this is the first time NASA has ever predicted that an asteroid was going to hit Earth, and I do not see anyone talking about it. And I left a link to the article. So it got super pinned. Ronnie was there when I posted it. He walked away for a couple of minutes, and like in 3 or 4 minutes, it's like, it's super pinned. And
right, crazy, because you're completely blocked from using the site. You've been banned. Everything you've ever done has been taken down. They've hid everything you ever did.
Yeah, I have to use a different browser and a VPN. And the funny thing is by using the VPN, I had it set to like the Netherlands, but it shows up on Godlike Productions as coming from Lebanon.
Lebanese. That's why I said not bad for Lebanese. Not that we're against Lebanese or anything like that.
All right, so people noticed that was a fast. AC stands for anonymous coward. That's if you're not logged in on Godlike Productions, they call you an AC. So fast AC superpin. Yes, it was. So you have the common back and forth of the naysayers and then the people that are excited about it. If anybody wants to, you could go to Godlike Productions and look for this thread and read through the whole thing yourself. So it's a really odd position for a couple of flat earthers, people that know that we're not on a spinning ball flying through space, to be promoting this NASA prediction, right? The reason why we're doing this is because of what the Bible has to say. And so there was somebody in here that made a really interesting point. I'd like to get to that point. I think it was it on the second or maybe the third page? I picked up 9 pages before losing its super pin. And then, we even, there's a couple things to point out. It looks like we had an appearance from Eric Dubay and Astromut, of course, had to show up. All right. So I had thrown in a scripture regarding Revelation 8:8, but somebody sort of like overstood me and made a better connection. And where is that here? It should be coming up soon. All right, so we'll go through some of this. They're saying that the prediction has been changed. All right, it's no longer going to hit. That's pretty weak. So this is the one that I was looking for. And so remember that 8:34 prediction time of when it's supposed to hit. So somebody took the 8:34 and they converted that to an 8 and a 7. Right? We know how the Freemasons and their gematria, how they'll add up numbers like this. And then they quoted Revelation 8:7. Right? So Revelation 8:7 is, the first angel sounded his trumpet, and there came hail and fire mixed with blood, and it was hurled down on the earth. A third of the earth was burned up, a third of the trees were burned up, and all the green grass was burned up. So this is like right out of the gate serious, everybody. This is the first trumpet, right? The first angel sounded his trumpet. So when these things start kicking off, this is a first. And the fact that they had set that time to 8:34, right? And then you can get the 8:7 out of that. And that this is Revelation 8:7, I find to be significant. What do you think they're doing with this asteroid prediction, brother?
Multiple things. They definitely have to do a bunch of smoke screens to promote heliocentrism, as well as using this to tie in, because there are predictions in the scriptures that talk about two things crashing into the ocean, one being a giant mountain and the other being what's known as wormwood. So they know these things are going to happen, so they try to get out ahead of it. They constantly psyop us. So they have multiple Medusa heads, or not Medusa heads, what do they say? What's the thing? The Hydra. You know, they've got constant agendas on everything that they do. But continue, let's get into the scripture.
Yeah, so here's the Revelation 8:7, and then the next verse, Revelation 8:8, is the second angel sounded his trumpet, and something like a huge mountain, all ablaze, was thrown into the sea. A third of the sea was turned to blood. So this is the area where our speculation has taken us to. The world is going to refer to this huge mountain, all ablaze, being thrown into the sea. The world's probably going to call that an asteroid, right? That's the reason why we're paying attention to the asteroid talk, is because of this biblical connection to it. So we have Revelation 8:7, the first one, where we have hail and fire mixed with blood, hurled down on the earth. A third of the earth was burned up, a third of the trees were burned up, and all the green grass was burned. So we keep on letting people know the Great Tribulation is coming, and it really does look at it like it's right around the corner. So we've been talking about how there's probably going to be a big event, one that catches the whole world's attention right up front when the Great Tribulation kicks off. And you know, what better than something like this? So there's other articles that have switched and lowered the probability, but there's still plenty of pro talk that this is going to hit on May 6th. So Nature World News, asteroid impact, NASA estimates space rock the size of the Great Pyramid. What are the chances, right?
It's shaped like a mountain too, Ro.
Mm-hmm. May hit Earth on May 6th. So this was published May 1st, 2022. 1 year later, right? We have an article from a year ago. Here's 1 year later. An asteroid known as 2009 JF1, the size of the Great Pyramid, is still likely to impact Earth on Friday, May 6th. When have we ever heard talk of something like this still being likely.
Yeah, it's rare.
So this prediction was based on the previous assessments of astronomers several years ago. So we're going to get into some of the details of how this is a prediction based off of measurements that they supposedly took in the year 2009. I think they have maybe about 40 seconds worth of observation. It says the massive space rock will reportedly cause widespread and devastating impact. Okay. All right. So in November of 2019, NASA estimated that JF1 may strike Earth in 2022. The following years led to updated reports that the space object might reach us this coming Friday. All right. While they're saying that it is going to strike at 8:34 Spanish Peninsular Time, they're saying it has a 1 in 3,800 chance. That right there is a retarded contradiction. If it's a 1 in 3,800 chance, you wouldn't say that it's going to hit Earth. Right? The two don't work. So then you have all your probabilities, and they play it down. So here's some details. First detection: due to the low probability of an asteroid strike, ESA in February downgraded the threat and excluded it from the top 10 risk. It was first discovered by Catalina Sky Survey in Arizona in May 2009. All right. It's never been observed since, according to them. So discovered, observed, May 2029. All right, so in its latest report, the ESA underlined that the 2009 astronomical detection resulted in poor knowledge of the asteroid's orbit, but provided credit to the Gaia catalog. Let's see here. All right, so you've got YouTube covering this large asteroid to hit Earth May 2022. They have an article here, or a video. I haven't watched that one. Here's another headline. You've got the "Don't Look Up" prediction that could come true according to NASA. According to NASA, this was published January 8th, 2022. And so if you go through the Godlike Productions thread, you'll see that a lot of people want to absolutely say NASA never predicted this. This is all fake news. But there's a lot of evidence that NASA actually did make a prediction like this. So what do they have to say here? According to NASA, the Friday, May 6, 2022 could collide with our planet. No. So this ties back to the good Don't Look Up movie. We covered this after this came out, and we actually predicted that they would use this whole Don't Look Up thing in this way because we already knew about the May 6 prediction. This video here is from a YouTube verified channel. We've got Lab 360 verified, almost 500,000 subscribers. They published this on May 2nd, 2022. And through fair use, this is like one of those sort of like robot read articles, but it covers the details that I think is pertinent, that everybody should know.
Videos from the world of space. Outer space is one of the biggest unknown entities to human beings. Although space agencies around the world do their best to try to discover things that happen outside our planet. NASA, one of the world's leading space agencies, possesses a system called Sentry which exhaustively monitors asteroids and the possibilities of whether or not any could collide with Earth in the next 100 years. The American Space Agency had considered an asteroid called 2009 JF1. to be potentially dangerous.
One we're talking about.
NASA had established the exact date and time of a possible impact with planet Earth. May 6, 2022, and
all right, so this is all being acknowledged. NASA established May 6, 2022, 8:34 Spanish Peninsular Time.
Time? 8:34 in the morning, Spanish Peninsular Time. Until a few days ago, asteroid 2009 JF1 was present in the top 10 ranking of our risk list for a possible impact on May 6, 2022. It is a small object, only about 10 meters in diameter, and therefore the possible impact was not of significant concern. However, its probability of 1 in 4,000 made it one of the most likely predicted events in our risk list, and together with its approaching impact date attracted our attention for further investigation.
That looks so fake.
It was first found by the NASA-funded Catalina Sky Survey's Mount Lemmon station in Arizona on 4th of May of the year 2009.
Mount Lemmon.
Unfortunately, nobody else detected the object back then, nor
You know
at
what
any
they say
later
a
time.
lemon is.
In fact, the time span between
What?
the first and last observation was less than 30 hours.
It's a pejorative term. Like, you hung a lemon out there. One of the astronauts did it. They killed his parents. And they killed him. He hung a lemon from the inside of the simulator before they went to the moon. They killed him.
Yep, I remember that story.
Yeah.
And resulted in a poor knowledge of the object's orbit that made the object effectively lost just a few weeks after discovery.
All right,
So they lost it.
object lost a few weeks after its discovery. I mean, these are important things to remember, everybody.
The European Space Agency later assessed the accuracy of the positional measurements to a much better level, thanks to Gaia's
With that
unbiased
thing, I don't
determination
think
of
so.
reference systems in the
Top
sky.
hat? Retarded.
This new information, extracted from existing data but with new
Extracted from existing data. Do you get that point? So they only had the few seconds of observation in 2009, and now they're looking at the data in new ways. So they're just running it with new calculations, new formulas, and saying that it's less likely to hit now.
tools that were not available at the time.
Look at that tool. Who's the tool that made that tool, is my question.
Retarded.
Was then used by the team to reassess the
Nonsense.
impact risk posed by 2009 JF1.
Get me started.
The
on
results were
CGI.
interesting. The impact probability dropped to just 1 in 1,700,000.
Oh.
And the asteroid has now lost its prominence in our risk list, and is
Lost
relegated
it.
together with other more routine
Doesn't have the
objects that
prominence.
pose minimal threat. 2009 JF1 is a small near-Earth object that should pass within 0.3 astronomical units, 45 million kilometer, of Earth in 2022. On February 5, 2022, the 2009 observations were remeasured, greatly reducing the odds of an impact.
So same observations, just remeasured. How do you remeasure something that you can't measure? Right? See, there's problems with that.
So yeah, now, on May 6, 2022, it has a 1 in 140,000 chance of impacting Earth. We will only find out if the odds are against us on May 6th. What do you guys have to say?
We will only find out on May 6th. So it's not too far away. We don't have to wait too long to wait. So in this thread, there was somebody that shared this. They said, a lot of the sites, they're not tracking it anymore. But this site, where is 2009 JF1 live tracker? So do you understand, everybody, that they're saying this was only observed in 2009 and that all they're running from is a simulation that they built from that data? So
Minute clip.
So the concept of a live tracker for something that you haven't seen since 2009 is a bit ridiculous, right?
It is. Well, and to add on the top of that, for everybody that's taking score at home, might want to write this down. There's absolutely zero, count it, zero pieces of evidence when talking about anything striking the Earth from outer space. There's not one evidence of anything hitting the moon or the Earth ever. The only thing we have is that Tunguski thing in Russia, right? We had the the loud explosion in the sky. That's the only thing we've ever seen, ever.
Yeah, but there wasn't evidence. I mean, that was...
Well, it was a loud, bright looking thing on a bunch of different cameras. I don't know what it was. It could have been a rocket. It could have been, well, I don't know. They don't have too many rockets either. But nothing like this has ever happened. So if it does happen, it's going to be out of the ordinary.
All right. So this is the live tracker, and you can see its path. You can see Earth's path right here. You can rewind with this tracker. You can reverse. You can restart it, you can pause it, but you can't scroll into the future with it, which is an absurdity considering it's not a live tracker and all it is a simulation. So if they ran a simulation, they crunched the numbers from their observation and they have the data to predict a path like this, right? Then they know the whole path all the way through. Why do you go about creating a live tracker that you can't even play through? You can't play through the situation. You literally have to sit here and watch and see if it hits, right? So they're trying to build the anticipation for something. It's retarded that they don't have a fast forward button to go to the moment that it misses, right? It's
yeah, you can't simulate that part. We can only go to the live spot.
The live spot, yeah.
They stop you there, right? We don't have any data past this point.
All right, so that's the main gist of what's going on, everybody. This has been out. This information has been out there. They say since 2019. Right, so this is like a 3-year-old prediction that we're just a little bit away from, not too far away.
Yeah. It's interesting. I'm glad we got the timestamp because we are waiting for something to happen like this, right? That's what we expect to take place.
Yeah, we're waiting for Revelation 8:7 to get this going, which I could see how they could, the 8:34, I can see how they could use something like this. What would it be? A big explosion. A big explosion is what we'd be looking for. And the thing is from the scriptures, we know that biblically speaking, that trumpet blows, and then let's go back to the scripture. You remember what the scripture said? It was, and there came hail and fire mixed with blood, and it was hurled down at the earth. A third of the earth was burned up, and a third of the trees were burned up, and all the green grass was burned up.
Bad.
So this first of the trumpets really changes everything in the world like crazy right away.
Yeah. Huge climate change talk.
Yeah.
Real climate change talk.
Real climate change talk.
Real devastation. That's what we should expect, but we should also expect to be taken care of during these times, right? He understands who we are and what we need, the Father. But yeah, I'm glad we covered it.
Yeah, so there was that. There was, one other thing. Thought I had one more link up here to something. Where is it?
Me there.
Well, let's show this while we're here. So if you're curious what 8:34 is for you, you can go to one of these UTC time zone maps and see that Spain is considered +1, right? And Greenwich is considered 0. So the yellows here, all right, they're at 0. Spain is +1. The Canary Islands, I believe, are with Greenwich, with England in the 0 time zone. So we're just going to look at this being a +1. So if you're anywhere over here, right, we're in the -6 time zone, central. So that's a 7-hour time difference. So if you're curious what time this is for you on Earth, you can just use this chart right here. If you're east of it, if they're a +1 and and you're a +8, then it's 7 hours this way, right? So that's for Friday morning, the 6th. We're not far away. I thought I had one more link that I was thinking about sharing. It might be over here.
The other browser. We're going into extra browser time.
Extra browser, yeah. So this is my last link.
The WHO
plans to strip 194 nations and the U.S. of sovereignty May 22nd. So, as we reported on April 1st, the WHO is attempting to push through a change to a treaty that would give them global control over health worldwide. So this helps fulfill some of the goals of the WEF's Great Reset. That's World Economic Forum. It's a massive power grab that takes away a nation's sovereignty, rights to determine its own health standards. So a decision has been made to vote on May 22nd through 28th at WHO World Health Assembly. 2/3 of the Senate does not have to vote for it. It's a rule change, but it's a devastating one. So just understand that this right here, the proposed WHO agreement, is unnecessary and a threat to sovereignty and inalienable rights. It increases the WHO's suffocating power to declare unjustified pandemics, impose dehumanizing lockdowns, and enforce expensive, unsafe, and ineffective treatments against the will of the people. It's the usual Marxist one-size-fits-all approach. So this right here could be a covenant with many, right? The WHO plans to...
many right there,
Yeah, so the WHO will be in charge of health if this all goes like through as expected by the World Economic Forum and the Great Reset. And this decision is supposed to be voted on May 22nd to 28th, but it doesn't require a majority vote because it's just a rule change, right?
We'll be watching.
Yeah, so that's all I really wanted to get through tonight. Is there anything you wanted to cover, brother?
Yeah, if you tune in tomorrow morning around 5:45 a.m. in the Central Standard Time, you can hear what I have to cover. As for tonight, I think you did a great job. I'm glad we got this timestamp in. We got one last new song coming in tonight. It's called Signal Void, and we are stronger now after knowing that NASA is nothing but nonsense, right? But yeah, man, I thought you did good. I'm glad we got up. Let's see, something could fall out of the sky and hit the earth, and, at least we tried to warn people to be ready. I don't think there's anything to fear. I don't want to ever promote any fear. It doesn't matter. We're not afraid of death at all. And anyone else that believes in the gospel, you obviously know that you're going to live forever. So we don't have any fear of any of this stuff, but we do need to cover it. That's the most important thing, that we get up, we get out, we do what we can.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident that those that are going to be saved have gotten themselves into the position that they're going to be saved already. And those that are going to be killed have gotten themselves into the position where they're going to be killed already. And so it's really, once this kicks off, just seeing where you fall, right?
Yeah, the one last thing I want to talk about just before you hit go on the end song, the outro, it's just that communism is really Talmudism. We got to watch out that the tiny hats aren't pulling any sneaky tricks in with the 7 Noahide laws. I've heard that come up again in the talk too. So everybody needs to be really paying attention to all this stuff, because Marxism is really just a front door into Judaism. I'm going to call it out.
All right. Well, it was a quick night, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Brother, where's the only place anybody's going to hear any of this content?
Only on the channel that's not in YouTube jail, and that'll be the Yahawahashai News Network.
All we do is run away. All we do is run away. Broken by desire. sometimes I fall, I wish I could be the king again. I will never be restrained, 'cause I know myself and I scream loud, the voices in my head. Moving on with no regrets, I can't forget but I can't forget.